Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here to do our budget results for March, and I'm just gonna start off by saying the last time I spoke to you guys when we did week 4's check-in, things seemed great. It seemed like we were going to be under for a lot of categories, and that's awesome. Well, our dishwasher decided that it was going to completely break, so that happened. Jason and I went on Saturday to purchase a new one, and it's kind of been like a long time coming. Our dishwasher was definitely not a good dishwasher, and we've noticed that the person who owned our house before us, they really just took the cheap route with a lot of household items, and the dishwasher was no exception to that. So basically it stopped draining, which was obviously a problem. Luckily we didn't have any flooding, but Jason took a look at it, tried to fix it, and ultimately it was going to be very expensive to fix whatever was broken, and so we decided to go ahead and invest in a new one. So anyway, you'll see that as we're going through. But besides that, everything was pretty chill with this month. We did have a ton of things go on with our sinking funds, as you guys can see that. So I'm going to reconcile that after we go through all the normal items, and then we can kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing is some of our bills. So our electric ended up being $68.16. $68.16, and I'll go through after the fact and fill in everything else because it just seems to flow a little bit better that way. Our NICOR, which is our gas, was $51.16. $51.16. Those bills actually just came in, so I had to do this a little bit later because of that. Our Comcast was $154.60. And I mentioned $154.60. I believe I mentioned in the April video, my budget video, why that was. So we did rent a movie or two when friends were over, and so that was a little bit more because of that. But then we also decided to get HBO so we could watch Game of Thrones. My sister and her husband got us into it, and so that's an extra $15 a month. Again, some people are like completely against cable and internet. Honestly, the cable part is really not that much if you consider how much our internet would be without it. So I don't know. You can stress about it if you want, but for me, I'm okay with paying a little bit extra, especially because Jason gets sports channels and he's at home. So anyway, cable was a little bit more than expected because of those couple of things. Netflix was $13.99, and our Netflix is going up to $15.99 in April. So I did up that because of that. Our Apple Music was $9.99, and then my student membership for Amazon Prime actually is expired, so now it's $12.99 for Amazon. And I know a lot of people said, hey, like if you do the yearly subscription, it's a little bit less. So I'm going to look into that and figure out what to do with that, but for right now we are charged $12.99 for this month. Gas for our car. So we have not filled up since the last time that we did the check-in, which means that what we have on the weekly check-in page is accurate. So last time we spoke, we had budget of $130 for gas for our car, and we had $19.03 remaining, which means that we spent $110.97. So obviously the remaining balance will be what's left over that was under budget. So that's good. Same thing with groceries. We have not bought groceries since the last time that we spoke. I increased our budget for groceries because I figured like we're obviously like having more people over and we just need to up it a little bit. And then this month, because of our vacation, we are significantly under. So it's just funny how that works out. But that will give us a little bit of wiggle room with what we had with the dishwasher, because that dishwasher, any appliance is always expensive. So anyway, we did budget $625 for groceries, and last time we spoke we had $260.44 remaining, so that means we spent $364.56. hopefully that makes sense of how I'm calculating it. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. So then our cash clips, everything is the same. So $225 for eating out. Household, actually, house, we spent a little bit more, $467, so it's going to be $104.67. I just wanted to remember that one because I remembered having something small in addition to the $100. And then our haircuts were the same at $30. Coffee, same at $40. I've just been, instead of like doing separate transactions, I've been just adding that to my Dunkin' Donuts app and then kind of going from there. And then our sinking funds were the same at $1,413. I get a ton of questions about sinking funds and like if that's in the same account, all of that. So really basic, like, because I know a lot of people are going to ask me this anyway, so I'm sorry if you've heard this a million times. Our sinking funds are in a separate checking account. They're all combined. That's the reason why I do this little tracker here, so I know what the total amount is broken out into. A lot of people ask me, do we save more than our sinking funds? Sinking funds for me is not a savings account. Sinking funds are, okay, these items are going to come due at some point, so I'm going to put money away and assume that that money's already gone. That way, when something comes up, like we need to buy pool passes or Macy needs diapers or something, it's not something that like we're like scrambling to do. So sinking funds for me are not savings accounts. We do have a separate savings account. We actually have, well, we technically have our checking account, our savings account, and then our sinking fund account, which is a checking account. Our savings account just has our emergency fund in it, which is fully funded at this point. I've talked about this before. And right now we're still saving money. We're not like anything that comes in that, you know, is over our bills. We're not spending that, but so we are still saving money. That amount of money is in our checking account for right now because there's some things that we plan on purchasing in the somewhat near future, and I'll talk about that more. So hopefully that makes sense. I know a lot of people are interested about that stuff, so I just figured I'd mention it really quickly. And then for our unbudgeted, we had $11, we had $5.25, and then we had our dishwasher, which after like all of our separate house account stuff, it was $769.97. So pretty expensive, but that included the install, that included delivery, that included like all the extra attachments that you need. So we did a lot of research. Whenever we buy stuff like this, when we first bought our house, we had to buy a new washing machine because ours, like before we even bought the house, we knew we were going to have to. The washing machine had like rust on the inside, and so I didn't want to deal with it ruining our clothes. But anyway, with these purchases, we always check consumer reports. We look on online reviews. We do a lot of research. So this one, which was a Kenmore something, seemed to have the best reviews. It was kind of what we wanted. We wanted to have like a third row where we could put utensils, bigger stuff like spatulas and stuff like that. So anyway, we did a lot of research. It seemed to be the best value for what you were getting, and so it kind of stinks when you have to pay for things like that. Our dryer is definitely on its last leg. I'm not even kidding. Every time I'm drying clothes, I have to like spin it first and then close the door really quickly. So we're anticipating that going sometime soon. But that is one of the reasons why we decided in April to merge all of our money together. And instead of having Jason's stuff separate, now we have everything together. We're going to start putting money into our home maintenance so that when stuff like that happens, we have a sinking fund and it's not unbudgeted. If you watched my April video, you know that I did add money into our sinking fund for home maintenance, but that was budgeted for like fertilizer and outside home stuff. So unfortunately, this is unbudgeted. So anyway, that brings us to a total unbudgeted of $786.97. $6.22. So now we can kind of go through and see in total what was over and under. One thing that I wanted to mention, so a lot of people are probably going to ask this, with the unbudgeted amount of $786.22, where does that come from? I get a lot of questions about stuff like this. So basically, with our budget, all of our expenses are taken from our income. If our income is less than what our expenses are, so including this, if our income was less than what all of those amounts equal, then it would come from our savings, not from our emergency fund, from our other savings. And I always have a buffer in our account. I try to keep it at like $3,000 to $5,000 buffer, just in case stuff like this happens, where it's like, I'm not gonna go into my sinking fund, or I'm not gonna go into my emergency fund for $700, but I wanna have some money set aside so that we don't have to go into that, if that makes sense. So again, that's just kind of the way that I do it. Not that that's the correct way, but that's the way that I do it. So since I'm showing what I'm doing, I figured I'd mention that. So we budgeted $75 for electric. It ended up being $68.16. So we were under by $6.84. We budgeted $60 for gas, and it ended up being $51.16. So we are under by $8.84. Our cable ended up being $154.60. We budgeted $130.45. So we are over by $24.15. Netflix, same, and then our Amazon was over by $6.50. Okay, so we budgeted $130 for gas for our cars, and it ended up being only $110.97. So we were under by $19.03. And again, you would see that there. Same for groceries. We are under by $260.40. Okay, eating out, exactly the same. Our household was over by $4.67. Haircut, same. Coffee, same. Sinking funds, same. And then obviously our unbudgeted was over by $786.22. So if we add all of that up, and obviously our mortgage and the car is always the same, those amounts do not change. So $6.84 plus $8.84. I'm gonna add all the positive together first. 13 plus 260, 44, and then minus 24.15, minus 650, minus 467, and then minus the 786.22. So in total, we were over by $526.39. So in total, we didn't do so hot for March, obviously, because of the dishwasher, but in terms of everything else, we did really well. So things like that, when things come up, you know, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it stinks to spend that kind of money on an appliance, but again, that's kind of why we're making changes for the future. There's something else I was going to mention, but now I can't. The other thing is, so we did our taxes in March. We got our tax return back in March, and we did get a small amount of money back after the fees for them preparing our taxes. And a lot of people ask me about that too. So I'll quickly mention it. So I am an accountant, but I do not do taxes. At work, I have a little bit of involvement in our corporate taxes, but honestly, we have an accounting firm do our taxes as well, and then we kind of just review it. So I have very base knowledge on taxes. So just because I'm going for the CPA or just because I'm an accountant does not mean that I am an expert in taxes. And when you're dealing with things that we've had the last couple of years, so purchasing a new home, student loan interest, you know, getting the tax credits because I was in school, having a new business, dealing with all of that. There's no way that someone with very little knowledge would be able to do those types of taxes. So we have a tax lady. We've been going to her since me and Jason got married. And so that's the kind of the way that I like to handle it. She has so much expertise in all of the areas. So if I ask her, you know, could we deduct part of our house because of my office? She always knows the answers to it. She tells you the pros, the cons of different ways. So I personally think that even though I'm an accountant, it makes total sense to go to someone who knows more than I do. So anyway, after all of that, we had a little bit of extra money. So honestly, I think after all of everything, like that will pretty much be used, our tax return, whatever we got back, will be used for that. So anyway, just figured I'd mention that to you guys. So let's go ahead and go through all of these really fun transactions. I've talked about this before, but I really like to, and I'm trying to think if I have a highlighter or something. I probably need to go get one. Let me grab one. Okay, so this one does not match. This is not like a green, it's more of a bluish color. But anyway, I'm just gonna go through, there's gonna be so much stuff. So I'm gonna kind of go through and figure out, why don't we start with entertainment, because that seems like a big one here. So we have 2604. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to mark them off. 2604. We have $12. We have $35.61. We have $48.36. We have $16.22. We have $67.62. And that's all for entertainment that I can tell. It seems like a good amount. Okay, so that means our total, which is insane, like I definitely need to up this because we're obviously doing more than what I'm anticipating. Our total for entertainment for this month was $205.85. So when you take that, and you add the $67.29, that was a total of $273.14, which means we are under by $173.14. So yeah, we definitely are going to have to up that. And I've talked about this before. I'm okay with floating money in these sinking funds. You know, it being under is not going to make the account negative. I like to always try and, you know, get this amount positive by the next month. But of course, I'm doing this so much later. Ideally, I probably should have figured this all out before. But anyway, so you can handle sinking funds whatever way you want. Technically, you could probably say that this is under budget or unbudgeted. For me, I'm just going to make sure in future months that I'm making this positive. The other thing is, going forward, I should probably start adding more money to these accounts if it seems like we're using it more. Macy is staying at home with Jason, and during the winter, there's not a ton to do. She is in preschool for a couple hours a week. But they like to go do stuff. They like to go see movies. They like to go to like a painting class. So we'll just have to up that if it continues to be, you know, a lot of money. Then let's go ahead and take a look at Macy's clothes. We did have to purchase summer clothes for her because we were going to Florida. So I probably should have also prepared for that a little bit more. The first one we have is $99.46 for her clothes. And then we have $12.99. We have, I think that's it. I think that's it for her. So that's a total of $112.45. Again, that's going to be a case where it's under So we had $50 and we had $17.53. So that sinking fund is also underfunded by $44.92. So again, I feel like a lot of this is just me trying to guess an amount and not being perfect at guessing. But going forward, obviously in April, let's see how much I budgeted for Macy's clothes. $50. So as long as we don't buy clothes for Macy in April, that account is fully funded. In terms of entertainment, that is still going to be underfunded, but I will have to fix that going forward. Oh no. Nope, that's wrong. There's another $85. Holy moly, Macy. Okay, so let's add the 85.47. So really this is, and I don't have whiteout, so I'm just gonna have to do this. This is really 130.39. So again, we did get everything that she's gonna need for swimming, for like shoes and all of that. So she is set, but it's definitely something that we are gonna have to add more money to going forward. Okay, so let's do my clothes. I'm pretty sure I just have that one there. So that's $34. $34.97, and I had $45.27 plus 20 minus $34.97. So I have $30.30 still left in my clothes account. Okay, and did Jason buy anything from his? I don't think so. Vacation, diapers, medical, no. Okay, so I can put Jason's as nothing out. That means that he has $64.46 remaining. Okay, some other ones, let's see. I don't think anything came out of beauty, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the ones that I know that nothing came out of. I'm just gonna go ahead and do those really quickly so they're not just staring there. Okay, $88.79 in beauty, which is good because I need to buy both makeup and face wash soon, so that's good. We did pay our car insurance for the next 6 months in February, so now we're just building up for the next 6 months. So nothing came out. We have $420.60. Cart maintenance, nothing came out, so we have $30. Car tags, nothing came out. We did pay for our new car tags already in April, so you'll see that in April. 63 plus 17, so 123.63. Cell phone, nothing came out of there, so we have $351.18. Christmas, we did have, and I talked about this before, Christmas is really both Christmas and like a bunch of like gifts and stuff. I'm kind of including it all, so I think the only thing that we had from that category was $100 for some gifts we bought for friends and family. So we'll go ahead and take that out, $100. So that means that we have $39 in that fund. Okay, for diapers, I know for sure we have bought a lot of things relating to diapers. That's really diapers, wipes, undies, stuff like that for Macy. So $18.52. We also had 64, oops, 18.52 plus 64.53 plus 13.49. So for diapers, we had a total of $96.54. And we had $85.14 in that account. So that's also under by $11.40. Okay, family pictures, nothing came out. So we have 188 plus 17. We have 205 in that account. Go Wild, I have not purchased anything in addition. So we have 329, 61 plus 250, 579, 61. I do need to still buy my flight, so I need to do that soon. Jason's medication. I know we did pay for that, so that ended up being $15.69. I've talked about this before, but I think I'm going to be able to decrease what we're putting in here every month because it seems like his new medication is a little bit less expensive. So that's good. We do have $119.65 in that account. So obviously that's plenty of money in that account. So let's go ahead and mark that. We do have some medical stuff. I've been going to the doctor for a couple things, so that's when you see my name, that's what that is for. And then Macy did get sick when we were out in Florida, so that is also something that we're dealing with. But anyway, so we have 241 here, 241. We also have 2519. We have 1907 and 206.54. So that means our medical stuff was $491.80 for this month, and we did have $250 plus $244.58. So I think this one I actually did pretty good at estimating. We have $2.78 remaining in that account. It's hilarious. I did pretty good on that one. We do have $120 in pool passes. We need to do that in April for sure. And then for tolls, it looks like we had $20 go out. So we have $1.15 remaining. Let's go ahead and mark, oops, I'm marking myself up. And then I think the last thing that we have is vacation. So we're almost getting there, guys. $27.81. We have $48.36. I should mark these so I don't forget where I am. $39.98. $30. And then $668.96, which is a combination of a bunch of things that I just put together. That was all of the eating out, everything that we did when we were in Florida. So that came out to be $815.11, and we had $457.20 and $185. Oops, $457.20 plus $185, $815.11. So we were under for that as well at $172.91. Again, that one is made up for in April because I think I put $200 in there. So I did figure that one out knowing that we were going to be over. And that's okay. $81.90 plus 30. We have $111.90 in our water. So anyway, that's kind of how I reconcile. I know with some of this stuff, I'm not like super crazy about being perfect with it. Again, if you don't have that flexibility in your sinking funds, if you know, like if you're over by something that you're gonna have your account overdrawn, then obviously don't do it this way. This is just the way that I do it. You know I'm okay with small differences here and there, especially as, you know, we're still trying to figure out the best amounts and the timing of everything. So anyway, hopefully you guys, hopefully that all made sense. I'm gonna end this video now. I'll definitely, right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all of what we paid out. I'm gonna go through the ending amount. I'm gonna add that to, so I'm gonna add the beginning or the ending amounts into the beginning, and we'll kind of go from there. So hopefully you guys had a good month for, hopefully you guys had a good March as well. Hopefully no one had any more, hopefully no one else's dishwashers went out like ours did. But anyway, hopefully, oh my goodness, I said hopefully a million times. Good luck with April. I'll definitely keep you guys updated as we're going through. Check out my weekly check-ins if you want to see, you know, how I'm using the weekly check-in page, if you want to see updates on our sinking funds and all of that fun stuff. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.